Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about creating a two-point perspective drawing in Google Draw. So in this assignment, you're going to be making either a cityscape or a house with details, or you can kind of create your own dream house if you want. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So the first thing you want to do is go into the multimedia art files. Again, go to projects, just like we always do, and then create a new drawing. More Google Drawings. And as always, name it something that you can find. That way we know exactly what your drawing is. Now, when you're making this, there's a few different ways you can do that. And what I want to do is show you the handout that you can look at. So on the handout, there's a little bit of some information on a 1-point perspective. Later on, you'll be able to choose whether you want to do something like that. But we're going to be looking more at the 2-point perspective options. So this is how to make a house in 2-point perspective. If you are starting with a house, you're going to want to go more detailed than these drawings. You're going to want to maybe add multiple houses or multiple stories. And if you scroll down, there's a few different options. So if you wanted to do a city corner, you might start with all of your different lines kind of in a gray so that you kind of have a way to go. And you can see here that all of the verticals are going to be a straight vertical up and down. Your horizontal lines are what are going to meet the 2 points within 2-point perspective. So these are just some examples of things that you can do. So if you want to use brick, you can go ahead and put those in, and you can see here, as usual, the verticals are straight vertical and the horizontals are what meet. And what you want to think about is you're going to have the corner of a building. Anything on the left-hand side is going to go to the left vanishing point. Anything on the right-hand side is going to go to the right vanishing point. These are a little more detailed. I would love for you to do color if you go this detailed and you have beyond the number of buildings that you need by 2 or 3. So if you put 5, 6, 7 buildings and you include little details, I won't require you to color it in. But if you're only doing the minimum number of buildings, I do want you to color it in. And so here is one of those like dream buildings where you're creating something that has multiple different types of windows and different types of levels. So here's another example of that. Lots of windows in these skyscrapers. So I want you to kind of use all these as an idea. Now, once we've gotten our 2-point perspective drawing set up, we're going to start kind of in the similar way we did before by putting in that horizon line. And if you want to change your backgrounds, one of the things you can do is start with a shape to add the color. And so maybe I want this part to be black because it's going to be my road, or gray to be my road. So I might go in, set that as that color, and then use this as my horizon line. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a second block here to fill that space. And I'm going to change its color. You can either leave it blue or you can use maybe a gradient if you want. So those will be my backgrounds. And I want to go ahead and use that and move that to the back. So if I go order, send to the back, order, send to the back. Then I want to go ahead and put in my 2 vanishing points, just like we did before. I'm just going to use the circle shape. I'm going to hold the shift button down and then I'm just gonna color it red so it's easy to see. And then I can just copy that and paste it and move the other one to the other end. If you want, you can move them a little bit. The whole point of two-point perspective is that you have 2 points that you're going to, and so you can move them in a little bit if you'd like. All right, so now we have our horizon line and our vanishing points. And I'm gonna start with my line tool, and we're gonna start with the corner of a building. Now you might need to zoom in if you want, but you can look and make sure that it is a straight vertical. If you see any bends in your line, then it wasn't completely vertical. So you can zoom in to see that using the command plus or the command minus. And then we're gonna go ahead and hit those lines for our first building. So we kind of have the edge here. And just kind of like we did before, is we're gonna go ahead and decide where our edges are, and those converging lines, we're gonna be having those disappear after we kind of build our building, each part. So right here I have my main building, and then I have my converging lines going to the end. Let's say I wanna have some windows in the top. Same thing. If you want, you can go ahead and draw your lines out first. So I've decided I want a window here, and I'm gonna connect it each time and put those lines in here. Maybe I want some narrow windows. So that I can get a good idea of where they should be. Same thing with doors. You're gonna wanna connect that. And those verticals are gonna be straight up and down. So again, sometimes you might need to zoom in using the command plus, so you can see your lines as you get those in. Now, just like I did before, I'm gonna wanna use that polyline tool to kind of fill in where I want my windows. So I'm gonna go ahead and line the space where I want those windows, and then I can kind of change the color there. Same thing here. Gonna put a few windows in. And then we can go ahead and once we're kind of done with the other ones, is delete those other lines that maybe we don't need anymore so that we can see what we're working with. And so I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up while I continue these different buildings, and then we can talk about adding trees and things of that nature. So after I finish creating my buildings, I want to create a sidewalk and other things in my background. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use these same vanishing points, and I'm gonna add my lines in just like I've done before. And what I want is to adjust my lines so that I can make like a sidewalk. So then I'm going to do the same thing over here. So I can use that. Now, when I want to make the bottom of the sidewalk, I'm going to make another line just slightly below. Same thing over here. And then in order to make it look like a sidewalk, what we want to do is this is kind of our edge, and we want to use the lines to create a straight vertical going up and down. And then the difficult part comes when creating the sidewalk lines. You're going to be attaching it all the way to this vanishing point. So while you're working on that, so I put those lines in. What I was doing before is I was changing my line color to red so I know which ones I'm going to delete after I am done. Because I want to turn this into a lighter gray for my sidewalks. Then if I want to add like grass in between, I can add those. Also, you want to think about if you want to add trees or benches, what you will do is create those vanishing point lines kind of up. So I like to make two that kind of go up and out. And think about how tall you want your trees, because the closer to the vanishing point they are, the smaller they're going to be. So we talked about a little bit how we can use those cloud shapes, or if you want, you can insert the images to give it that texture. So if I say search the web, and I want, let's say, some tree trunks for texture. So I might pick something like this and insert it, and it's going to be way too big, of course. And then use that crop tool like we did in texture to create some rectangular shapes. And then, of course, shrink it down. And if I hold that shift key, I can take it way down. Make it real thin. And then as they kind of go through the line, they're going to get bigger. So I can copy and paste it, bringing it down. And then adding in those tree areas so I can always, again, insert image, search the web, say tree leaves, insert, and then again crop it into that shape, and then hold shift down and shrink it way down to the size I want it to be. Putting it on my trees. kind of adding that in, and then they get a little bit bigger as they come up the vanish or up the converging lines. Then, if you want to think about birds or anything, again, the closer to the vanishing point or the farther they are, the smaller they are, and the bigger, more up towards the top they are, they will come forward. Now, okay, so you want to include your details on here. And so I'm going to go ahead and speed this up and kind of finish my details, and then we'll talk about how to turn it in. Once I have finished adding all of my items, you can see here how this grass is kind of overlapping. So one of the things you can do to make sure that the layers are kind of correct is if you hold down the command button and you press the forward button, it will slowly bring them forward. And then you can see at some point it will pop forward. Or if you want something to go behind something, like these ones, I can shift command down and I just have to keep hitting it until it goes behind the shapes that I want it to. So sometimes you're pressing it for a while before you see any change. So you can see here, I'm clicking and it's going behind. Sometimes you might just want one. And again, you have to press it a few times to get it to where you want it to be. So the same thing here. I'm going to push that back until it's behind. So I'm going to press command down. And then you see that the trees will slowly come forward. So now I have my trees forward. And then you can see here that one popped behind. So I want to hit the command and up until it pops back in front. There we go. So once you are finished, I want you to leave your vanishing points there, but then you can upload your final design into the Google Classroom. Can't wait to see them.